Tyler Reven.
What's up?
Good to see you, buddy.
You as well.
Thanks for coming and chatting a little bit. I feel like you've been all over the place a little bit, which is cool.
Sure.
I always laugh because, and I always ask people what their journeys are in mortgages because everyone's different. Nobody came out of college and was like, I'm going to go be a mortgage professional, right? Tell us your story of like your journey into mortgages.
It was very unconventional. I didn't even know how to start with it. It was more like videography, photography.
Yeah.
That was my main, way to go.
And obviously you came and worked for Madison doing that in that role.
Had no idea.
I didn't even know what a mortgage was.
No, I knew I loved finance. And I love real estate. I always wanted to be an investor, but to the extent of understanding all the things that we offer and how we get things done, no clue.
Yeah, like what is a mortgage, right? And so you were amazing at that. And the journey was great. And then, one day you were kind of like, I think at the time she was your fiance.
Yeah.
Right? And so you guys were not married just yet.
Yes. So I moved to Buffalo as soon as we got married.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But I think what started to pique my interest, and it didn't lead to me exactly becoming a loan officer at that time, was things like this, like conversations with people like Matt, Vasconcellos, and Ben, and all the different people that are here.
Yeah.
And I'm recording them, and I'm learning, and I'm like,
and you're editing them.
When we would have conversations, be a quick 2-minute, 5-minute conversation. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Okay, DSCR, okay, this, and that. And I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
It's interesting.
As soon as I then got to Buffalo and things didn't work out with the photography and videography stuff out there, completely different market than here.
Totally.
I was like, I got to make a jump. I got to make a change. And I called Matt and I was like, dude, what do you think? He's like, I think you'd be great. And I'm like, if you can help me, I'm game. I'm game.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything. I want to learn.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me. I'm willing to learn. And 100%. I think that's what's helped me get to where I am now.
Totally. Yeah, that's the game, right? It's like diving in and learning. It's just so much to learn.
Yeah.
The barrier, I always tell everybody, the barriers to entry are high in that anyone can go and take the pre-licensing education and go take the test and pass. And that's great. Yeah. Right? But then do you actually know how to do a mortgage? The answer generally is no, right? You know a bunch of information, right? And so what's really cool, and I actually remember the conversation distinctly when Matt came to me and he's like, hey man, I've been talking to Tyler. And I was like, oh, Tyler? I was like, cool, how's he doing? And he's like, he's good. He's in Buffalo, right? Obviously, you couldn't remain in the role as a photographer being remote. It doesn't work.
Not going to work.
Right, it doesn't work. So, and he was like, he wants to be an LO. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool. Some of what we've done here is piqued his interest a little bit. He was always into finance and real estate. And he was like, totally. And I was like, okay, well, he's got to pass the test first. And he was like, yep, he's on that already. I was like, okay, cool. If he passes the test, he's in, bro. You're going to mentor him. You're going to teach him. He's like, yep, he's super smart. He'll be good, bro. I got it. I was like, okay, done.
And so I can't speak more highly of you guys, you, Matt, and I appreciate that. Saying, okay, if he passes, he's in. Matt said, dude, it's tough.
It is.
If you stick with it, I promise you'll be okay. So I kept that and I just ran with it.
I think, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, right? And so I think, and we've trained a ton of loan officers. We've built a lot of LOs from the ground up, including family members of mine that are elite loan officers now, right? So guys that are doing north of 10 loans a month. And I really don't have a doubt actually that you'll get there. It's just a matter of, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when, right? And so what I'll tell you that is unique and what makes a great loan officer is, and you touched on it, is you could be, the personalities are different. You're a bit of a more soft-spoken, more introverted guy. You're not a classic LO in the sense that you look at a John Ramirez and he's just gregarious and happy and wonderful. And your personality is a little bit more subdued, right? But that appeals to a lot of people, right? Because every type of personality is different and the humans that you interact with respond differently to it, right? But I think what sets you apart, and I think what is a requirement of being a great loan officer, is you must have that desire to learn. And it's not just about get the answer and then execute it. It's understand the why. And the only way you're going to be truly great is if you're interested in actually learning, right? And for you were interested in the subject matter.
That's what it was.
Right?
And I remember points in times for the Wednesday meetings when we were in the old office, and you would mention that. And those are the things that made me okay, if I understand the why, if I ask the questions, if I'm a sponge and just learn from different people, quick conversations here and there, and then I take the leap, why wouldn't it work?
Yeah.
And Matt told me, okay, the first year, you're going to get your feet wet. You're going to learn. You're going to develop relationships. Second year, you're going to start feeling momentum. And then from there, you'll just keep building.
Yep.
So I had to trust him on that.
Yep.
Trust the process. Remote. And that was a big thing for me is I'm all for trusting the process. As long as I feel like, I have a goal in mind. I have, things that I can feel like I can attain.
Yeah.
And sometimes, goals that you don't feel like you can attain. And it's like, all right, this is on the edge, but I'm going to go for it.
I'm going to go chase it.
That
it's important to set big goals and go chase them.
And that's all I felt like this job was. It was like, okay, you tell us, like, contact the realtors, like business develop, at the time, like call leads and things like that. And then, as time went on, you start to see the fruits of, your labor. You see the things working.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like,
it's cool, isn't it?
It's like, crazy.
Yeah, it's super
like,
cool. And you know what? A lot of people come in here that like are not producing at a high level, that are loan officers that have been for a while, and they're like, well, what about leads? And so you started on leads, obviously. And the great thing about that, even though that was never, like, it's never the goal to have a loan officer here that just works leads. Like, we don't have any loan officers that do that. Leads are a good vehicle by which to get reps, get deals, supplement. But the goal is always to build your business and build your relationships that feed you, the realtors, the CPAs, the financial planners. And I think you took to that particularly well, and you understood it as like the leads are a vehicle by which to get started, to get a lot of reps and a lot of at-bats, so that you see a lot of scenarios. You learn and get comfortable talking to people at volume, including people that you don't have a relationship with and that you must build a relationship with. And they have to entrust you with what is, if it's a purchase, probably, and especially if they're first-time home buyers, like this is the most important asset they'll own and their biggest piece of debt, right? Their biggest liability. Right? This is like, I know mortgage professionals don't have like a fiduciary responsibility to borrowers the way, some other financial services positions do, but we really should. Right? Like, we really have an obligation to give people good advice and take them down a journey and a process of becoming homeowners and getting a mortgage. Like, and nobody wants a mortgage, right? Nobody gives a shit about a mortgage. They just want to buy a house, right?
Give me the keys.
Yeah, they're just like, what are the keys? What's my payment? How much I got to bring to the table? Like, that's what they're interested in, right? But there's so much more that's involved.
And to that point, exactly. Like, I feel like it also gives us times to talk about different things in the finance world. Like, I'll have friends or family members, I want to purchase a home, but like, are you thinking about your credit? Are you saving? Like, what are you doing to get to that goal? So it opens, the playing field of like, it's just not purchasing a home. There's a lot of factors where you can set yourself up for generational wealth if you do this correctly. So that's what's been fun for me. Like, that's what I love.
And to that point, like, it's super fun when you find the borrowers that get that, subscribe to it, learn it, and they go on that journey. I have people that I've did mortgages for 15, 16 years ago that are calling me. Their kids are calling me.
And that's what I look forward to.
That will come just organically. My phone just rings.
For sure.
Like, it just rings just from all the years and hundreds of transactions. That will happen to you, right? Especially if you do a good job of staying in touch with your past clients and making sure that they're taken care of and they're in good shape, and you put them in good loans. They tell their friends, they tell their families, they tell them what their experience was. What was the journey like with your wife in terms of, like, she moved to Buffalo because she's doing a medical residency, and then you came back to New York and she was doing another residency here, and now you guys are going to Philly, right? Take us through that journey. That's a wild journey.
It's been a journey, and I have the most amazing wife in the world. So she applied for medical school. She got into medical school at Buffalo. She started there. From there, that's when we got married. I went out to Buffalo. From Buffalo, I think because she's a dermatologist now, she's going into dermatology residency. They required what's called like away rotations. So we went to a couple of different states to
do those rotations.
So we went to different places to find out like kind of where we liked, where she wanted to rank things. And that took us to like different places like Philadelphia, to Miami, to Vermont, to Boston, and all these different places. At that point,
so cool.
So we were like, no,
it's cool. You got to experience living in different cities.
I experienced things that I never thought I would. So taking us on that journey and having the ability to be remote, I still learned, I still grew. And I was able to come in office when I was back in New York. At that point, she did what's called transitional year. She did that here in Long Island. And then her next step is to finish out her dermatology residency in Philadelphia.
So how long will you be in Philly? Is that will that become perm location or?
still not.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Sure, but that's a 3-year process there.
Okay, so you spend 3 years now in Philly. Maybe open a Philly branch for us.
We'll see.
Right? Let's see how things go there.
We'll see for sure.
Okay, cool. So take me through your journey in mortgage. Like for somebody who is thinking about getting into the mortgage business as a mortgage professional.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you would give them for the first 12 months of their journey in mortgages?
What worked for me was taking my mind outside of just being money oriented.
Yes.
I have to focus on learning. I told myself, and I told Matt, I was like, dude,
love that.
I don't care about money for the first year. I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to take time for me to get my feet wet and get things rolling. I just want to learn.
Yeah.
And I'll stay late nights. I'll come in early. Yeah, like whatever it takes to get me to that next step, let's do it. And that's where I think like having my wife supportive in that aspect and you know, family and everything like that, it played a huge role, but it gave me the opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to lock in, I'm going to focus, I'm going to learn, and then I'm going to grow. And that's exactly what happened.
And obviously you're a very productive loan officer now. You're doing a lot of transactions. You have a lot of relationships that are feeding you transactions. You're executing at a high level. Talk about like your journey through that mentorship too a little bit. Like I wish when I got into the business, there was a Madison Mortgage for me 100%. To go and learn under and have an incredibly strong platform. And you know, I mean, obviously we've both been here a while. You've been with us a long time now. So like you sort of got to see the development of that, you know, because Madison's, you know, 6 years young. What was that like for you in terms of, I know we had a lot of fun in the process, but like, what was it like for you going through that journey at Madison, and what was your experience like? Speak to that.
I can't speak highly of it enough. And I think sometimes you take it for granted because
I agree.
You're here, you have the technology, you have the speed, you have great people, great loan officers that you can look up to. And you're like, wow, like this guy's doing this guy, and they're right in an office next door to you, and you can go in the office and talk to them.
Yeah.
So I really didn't notice it until you start talking to other people who are coming in from different places.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, you do this fast? Like, I didn't expect that.
How was that loan approved the same day? And I'm how did you clear a loan in a week?
Exactly. So
you're like, oh, that's not normal.
I
know.
So when I started here, I'm like, what are you talking about? This is just how it is. Like,
this is the mortgage business.
They're like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean no? So
I know.
It was only till those moments that I started to appreciate like this.
You realize it. Yeah. Yeah. Like truly you don't have perspective.
I don't.
Like I worked in retail organizations where it would take me 4 days to get an approval, and I would fight with the underwriters to get loans cleared. And here it's just, there is none of that. There is no sales versus ops. There's no, just everyone's on the same team.
It's like you're spoiled. I'm getting a same day.
You are spoiled.
and I appreciate it. I'm like, same day this, same day that, CTC and 7 day. I'm like, well, this is normal.
Cool.
Like, okay.
Great.
Realtors love it. Clients love it. So
it's really cool. It's a really cool platform for somebody who's learning from the ground up. And it's like, dude, sky's the limit.
100%.
You know, yesterday we got our 47th license, right? It's wild.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild.
And it allows us to do what we're here.
Yeah. We have a national presence. We have the ability to transact anywhere. It's cool for a guy that's living in a different city constantly, right? And so it's been a really fun journey. It's really been fun to see you actually grow through it and learn through it, truly. Like it's been really fun, and you're just getting started. Like you're still in like the early phases and early stages. What are your goals like over the next couple of years? Let's say in the next 24 months, have you set some goals? Are they production goals? Are they life goals? Like what are you focused on?
I'm focused on becoming the most well-rounded loan officer, with not just the mortgage side only in terms of knowledge, but I want to become the go-to guy for, just business development, the realtor relationships, the clients. When they think of, I need a mortgage, I need financial help, like this is the guy I think about.
Call Tyler.
Yeah,
he'll know how to play it.
That's all I care about. I want to grow I want to grow something that's bigger than just, myself.
And there's a lot of gratification in that. I'll give you an example. There's a teacher at my kid's school that called. She doesn't need a mortgage.
Yeah.
She just needs a little advice on something related and correlated to her house and the mortgage.
That's it.
And she called me and she talked to me about it, and it was it was nice to be able to help her.
That's
like, you know, and I did a few things for her to help her, and it was like a pleasure. It wasn't, there was no money involved. There's no transaction involved. It's just nice to be able to help people. And you can help your network, you can help your family, you can help your friends, right? And that's part of the game too, is like, you know, I come from what is an immigrant community, and a community that is perhaps not the most fiscally literate and doesn't understand about finance and mortgages and real estate. I mean, I'm Persian, so a lot of them do, but there's a lot of really successful Persian real estate people, but there's a lot that aren't, right? And so the opportunity to help my own family, you know, when somebody in my family needs something, and so you're going to be that guy for your family, your extended family.
I love that part, and just like helping other people who are in the same shoes that I am, who are, you know, looking to learn or grow in the mortgage space. Like, I feel like that's something,
right? You'll do that.
I love that. Like, I love sitting there and I'm next to somebody and they're talking about mortgages, and 3 months ago they didn't know something else.
They don't know how to spell mortgage.
And it's like,
you know,
I remember when I was there, this is awesome. Like, you're going to be where I am in a year or two. That's the part.
It's really cool. And it's like, to be honest, that's a lot of the juice for me. Like, the money's cool. And like, you know, I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been really fortunate. I've had a lot of amazing clients and realtor partners and other people. And I've had a lot of incredible LOs that have come and sort of bet on working here, and sort of betting on our platform. But the real juice is to see somebody who, like you, who was a videographer for us, and is now like you know, by every standard in the industry, is an excellent loan officer, right? And it's fun. It's fun to see people who come here at zero and literally don't have a mortgage, and they're doing 10, 12, 15 loans, and they're making more money than they thought was possible ever, right?
I remember those conversations with Madam. Like, that's not possible.
I know,
what are you talking about?
But it happens every day, and it's cool. It's not easy, right? And it's not the goal is not just that, right? Like, of course, everybody wants to make money. You know, everybody wants to acquire wealth so that they can have a, you know, comfort and family and a nice house and you know, just live well. But you know, for me, like, it's not even about that anymore. Like, the money is like a secondary component. And hopefully it'll become that for you sooner rather than later, where it's just about like, well, how big can I get it? Or how, you know, for me, it's not even, the money is not in the top 3 of goals anymore. It's just about like, you know, what goals do I actually want to chase? And then the grind is about just hitting that goal. And sometimes you miss, sometimes you get close, you know, and just setting bigger and bigger goals. And, you know, for most people who are goal setters like us, the chase of that goal and the execution of that goal is where it's at. The money just comes. The money comes when you're doing things the right way, you know, and treating people the right way. So good, man. I hope that your journey is fulfilling to you, right? Beyond, you're going to make money, you're going to do well, you're going to be successful always in everything you do. It doesn't matter what you actually did, Tyler. Like, you'll always be successful because your approach is an approach that will always be successful. But it'll be fun to see what the next couple of years look like for you. You know, we always wanted a Philly branch, so and we'll see how that plays.
And if you don't want me asking, I just out of curiosity, like, when you, I guess, were starting, or you went through the ups, the downs, and were there ever moments where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to get to the next point in this, you know, this field, or how did you manage those moments?
I'm not sure that I knew what the journey was. I was just like, I want to be great at this. Right? Like, I want to make money, you know? That's how it started. Right? Like, hey, this is really interesting. What's cool about mortgages is that there are so many elements that are complex that have to come together, right? In order for someone to be underwritten and actually get a mortgage, right? And then New York adds the additional layer of complexity. So for me, the journey was just like, what's it going to look like for me? The grind was never, I was never scared of the hard work and the grind. And so, but it's changed for me a lot in the last 5 or 6 years. Owning, you know, a national mortgage lender versus just being a loan officer somewhere else. Like, a lot of the motivation was to have control our tech stack, control our process, control the culture, the environment, the people that are within that environment. And that's going to happen for you too, because what's going to happen is you're going to build a team and you're going to handpick the people that are on that team. And the doubt will come in, but that's normal doubt. It's not like you doubt yourself. It's just like, well, I'm not sure how this is going to play.
Yeah.
Right. But sometimes you just do it and then you adjust. And it's like, there's no, you fail forward sometimes. You screw up and you do something and you're like, wow, that wasn't so smart. Right. And then you adjust and you go another. And usually, in my experience at least, it's never linear. Right? Your growth is never linear. Sometimes you'll make mistakes, you'll have setbacks, but it's usually like you're going in a direction and like your direction's not totally wrong. It's just like, maybe you should have made a right there instead of a left. Right? And it's like, all right, we can go back and sort of go and make a right. But man, it's been really fun to sit down with you.
Appreciate it.
And do this, man.
Sure.
I'm excited. I'm sad that you're departing.
Yeah.
That you're leaving and going over, but it's gonna be cool. And you got teams, man. We'll see you. And when you're and it's not too far away or drive away, man. Come, always come hang out for a week and chill here and tell the wifey I'm taking a break for a week. I'm going to New York to hang out with my crew. So it'll be great, man. Thanks for doing this, man. It was really fun.
For sure.
It's really enjoyable. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
And good luck.